Hello, hello. I'm Nati, and this time I'm speaking in English. This is our first chapter in English for the third season of MadLove Sessions. And I'm speaking in English because I'm going to introduce you some girls that I'm really excited to be with because we are going to announce something really important. So I'm going to start with Lisa Surganova, Polina Osviniakovu.
Ovsyannikova.
Great. I would love to you help me to say her last name, and Angelka
Jankovic.
Jankovic. It's easy, Jankovic. So they are the team of the Alternativa Film Festival. That this time we are having the best news for all of us. And this is a film festival of impact that is nomadic between continents. And this time they are coming to Latin America. And they have chosen Medellin, where we are at, to have the 2026 edition. So we're going to talk about what we are coming up. So I would like to say thank you for being here. I'm really excited to be talking about this. I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this in English. But as you know, this is our MadLove sessions about emotions. But of course, I would love to start like asking you, how do you feel today?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us.
No.
It's a pleasure. I feel excited. It's my second day in Medellin. The girls have come here a little earlier, so they already know the place a little better. But it's my first time in Colombia. It's my first time in Medellin. That's the first city in Colombia that I visit. And I'm very excited to get to know it and to go to Macondo Awards that we are going to tomorrow, to visit Mirada's film festival, cultural festival, and to explore the city, to explore the people of Colombia, to meet with them, to get friends with them. And so, yeah, I have a lot of exciting feelings inside of me.
That was so exciting. And I'm sure you're going to be out from here with a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Positive, absolutely. And how are you feeling, Paulina?
It's interesting because I wouldn't say that I'm nervous, but this is excitement with kind of curiosity. So it's really interesting to be here, firstly, because I'm really waiting what will be here today. So it's excitement with curiosity.
And anxiety, maybe?
No anxiety.
Okay. For me, like this makes me a little bit nervous, but it's this happy nervous,
Yeah.
like this. We call them sustico de fiesta, like a little party feeling, like a scare of a good party. That. And how are you feeling, Angelica?
If I have to be honest, and I always are, I feel tired because of the very loud night in my hotel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had a really good party in the next room with some good music, but it's interesting to get to know the culture here and behavior in the hotels. So I'm a bit tired. So if I make some mistakes in my English, because it's my not first language, pardon me. But I'm excited very much to be here. It's my first time in Medellin, but I was a few months ago in Bogota. So for me, it's interesting really to somehow I'm comparing constantly Bogota and Medellin, and I see similarities, but I see a lot of differences. Also, I was a Latin dancer. So for me, coming to Latin America was like a dream come true from my childhood because my biggest passion is dancing. And when I came first time to Mexico and now to Colombia, where are the origins of that, for me is really something special and personally for me, like dream come true. So yes, I'm excited about everything that we are going to make here together. And also very curious to meet the culture and also to adapt to the culture because we come to show the cultures of the regions where we are coming. And it's a great pleasure to have that opportunity since I'm working in marketing and communications.
Thank you. Well, this is really nice to have you here because, as you can hear, we are prepping a film festival that is really important, that is coming from Indonesia. and and that is traveling, and then also is looking forward for impact, not only social but cultural, political. So I wanted to ask you, why nomadic, or how it happens, like how it was, like how is this experience of uh, taking a film festival all over the world, and from with films from all over the world with great awards.
Yeah. So I've been in the project since the very beginning. Actually, I've been approached by InDrive company, and we haven't mentioned that Alternativa is funded and founded by the company called InDrive. And I think many Colombians know it. It's pretty big here. So just to explain a little bit the connection, the CEO and founder of InDrive company, his name is Arsen, and he's from Yakutia, from a very distant and cold region in Russia, in Siberia. So he's this very passionate guy, a visionary who's built this successful business, functioning all over the global south in more than 50 countries now. But he's also, another passion of his is to, to make something that will, I think, keep his legacy in the generations ahead, and, bring some good to the world, not only to make money. So right now he's opening a university in Kazakhstan that is also going to have some campuses around other parts of the world, like Africa and Latin America in the future. He's doing other projects supporting women entrepreneurs. And one of such projects is Alternativa, because ever since he's been doing those social projects, starting in Yakutia, his home region, he was supporting the regional cinema, which is quite unique for Russian cinema. It's they make their films in their own language, which is Saha language, and about their own culture, which is very different from Russian culture. And he has been excited to support those independent filmmakers there. And then from there, he got the idea that he can make a similar project, but on a global scale. And 3 years ago, they hired me to develop the concept of this project, to make an award, to make a festival. And from the very beginning, his idea was that let's make it nomadic. First of all, because he didn't want it to be like stuck in one particular region and only focusing on this region, and only, like kind of helping to develop the industry in this region. But to, with every new edition, to open new cultures, to bring some support, to bring spotlight to new regions, to new countries. And another idea was that Saha people are nomads, like Kazakh people also. So they are the guys who used to, like, not to settle in one place, but move around Siberia, move around steppes in Kazakhstan, and not just be stuck in one place. So I think he has this nomadic nature in himself.
Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't live in one particular country. He travels all around the world all the time. So he was like, yeah, let's make it nomadic. And you told us yesterday that we are not to do this. And frankly, I had the same kind of feeling. And my whole team, who was like at the time starting to work on the concept with me, they were like, can we please not make it nomadic? It's going to be so tough. It's going to be so expensive. Like, please, please, please. But he was like very, passionate about it. And he was saying, it's not rocket science, just let's do it. So in a sense, it is not rocket science. It's the film festival. It's pretty much
Film festival science. Cuts.
it's a film festival, and a film festival is pretty much the same everywhere, right? You have to find the venue, you have to find the audience, you have to bring the film. Sounds easy, but in a sense, it's more complicated than rocket science, because it's about cultures, it's about people, it's about building connections, and in my opinion, it's more complicated than technology. So it's been a tough ride, a very exciting. And of course, it's like, when I think about it, of course, I think it's cool. We have to travel around the world. We have to build it from the very start in some new place, with new surroundings. Last year, we were in Indonesia. 2 years ago, we were in Kazakhstan. Every place is very different, but it's also crazy. It's also very tough.
It's MadLove.
Yeah,
No, it is. It is. It is. And what do you think about it, Paulina? About that moving forward? Because I'm really glad that it's nomadic, because if we haven't met if you haven't chose
That's true.
Medellin. So what do you think about the nomadic and going? Paulina is the executive producer of the festival, so she can tell us a little bit about production.
Actually, it's also very interesting because we talked with Nico, who is our local producer also here. And he asked, but what's your perception of being nomadic together with the festival and so on? And then I started to share my experience. And then I just realized here, I don't know why, but I realized here that I had this nomadic experience for all my career. Firstly, I I organized theater festivals and like some other cultural events, also like nomadic with a nomadic approach. And it wasn't like we organized the same festival in the same country for some years. Then I organized, I don't know, events in the cultural institution, which moved from one building to another, you know. Like either
We're prepping you.
yeah, in the same city, but from from one building then to another, and we never had the same venue and so on. So then Alternativa with this nomadic approach also. But I would say that we are always talking about like language barrier, and that we need to learn new language to understand each other. But it's not only about language, you know, so it's more deep. And also it's like even talking about emotions, this is like emotional map, or this is also like a language you should learn. So there is language like English, Spanish, French, other languages, but here it's also about how they how people who live in the country work, how they behave, how they organize everything, how they organize their day. Because, you know, in Indonesia, it was like this. I didn't have any agenda, but I have had breakfast, lunch, and then dinner. So I didn't have
The most important thing.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything in my agenda like to prepare to put some meetings or something like this. And they said, "Girls, but what we are going to do?" And they said, "There's the meal, Paulina, and then all our business." And then I also started to understand that it's very important to sit firstly, to share food, you know? And this is something very, very basic. It's not about like you should go and solve problems or say, okay, now what's with business, what we should do here, 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 and what are our tasks and so on. Firstly, sit, share food, because this is very, very, you know, cultural thing. And this works really in global south. So it's like one of the most important thing to start with. So that's why it's really very interesting. And this is very interesting approach at all. And also in terms of learning language, I started learning Spanish. And this is like something about the culture also. As you said, if you had here some or very, very difficult situation or really situation, you can say, dímelo cantando. Yeah. And then you say, okay, we have this situation. It happened with us. So, and you know, this is like something about smooth and nice behavior when you're really stressed and when your whole team is stressed and so on. And when you really need to sit and discuss, okay, what are other steps and what are next steps, what we should do. But this dímelo cantando, this is something we should really use. And for me, it's like I learned such real nice things from different countries and from different perspectives. And actually, I use this after my Alternativa edition here. I'm sharing with my colleagues in Kazakhstan, in Georgia, everywhere.
Everybody gonna be singing?
Sure, I love this. And we use this approach, you know? So we take this from different countries and from different regions, and it's really nice. So I would say that this is not like small research, but we use this life hacks also.
Yeah.
I wanted to add about food because, yeah, right now when Polina was talking about it, I realized that it's actually really one of the things that unites all those very different regions. They have different religions, they have different cultures, nomadic or, more like settling, but food is what unites them all. In Russia, because Polina and I come from Russia, there is no such, craziness about food. It's just commodity. Okay, you eat, then you do business. But in Kazakhstan, in Indonesia, here in Colombia, it's very important what you eat, how you eat, like how much time do you spend on it. And everything is building around that. So whenever you make an event in Indonesia, everyone told me, if you make any kind of event, you have to provide food, some snacks, something small. So after each screening at the film festival, which was shocking for us, we had to, bring some snacks, some coffee, just for people coming to the festival, and they were happy about it. And yeah, that's an interesting thing, this culture map that we are building,
It's
but
amazing.
finding some similarities.
And for you, for example, what is the challenge of being nomadic?
First of all, I want to thank you for this conversation because I'm always hearing some new things, and now I'm thinking about the content that I have to make with them so that they explain for ourselves, because it seems like we never have enough time to speak with the audience like this. So first of all, thank you so much.
Yeah, and we should say that Anjop is in charge of communication.
Exactly.
And
Marketing and communication.
Yeah. So I would say that I would like to share how I came to Alternativa, because I also think is interesting and connected to with that nomadic nature. Because I was reached out by InDrive and Alternativa through LinkedIn, which for me, for film industry, it's not very common. And I'm coming from a small country. I'm in Serbia. And when I heard about the Global South, and my first edition was Indonesia, I was thrilled. I was like, this is written for me, because I was always in love in the South and tropical places, and I lived in Bali. So I would say that for that nomadic part, in the first moment, I wasn't that afraid, because I will go to Indonesia and I know Indonesia. When I came there after a month and a half of working in Alternativa to do first media day completely alone after 30 hours of traveling to get to Jogja, I came at 10 p.m. and I had at 9 a.m. press conference after the jet lag and so on. And I was like, after 2 days, it's so good that my first time is in Indonesia, because I couldn't imagine that I came to Latin America, where I have never been to before, and to do all of this, because I knew the culture, I knew the language, some words, I knew what to eat and to drink. So that made everything easier. And our local production team there said immediately after our first event, she's local, because I had experience. So I was like, oh, thanks God that it was Indonesia, because it was so familiar to me, even though I wasn't in Jakarta and Jogja. But still, it was amazing, but it was very challenging. And I have to say that I was very tired. So also the climate affects us. So for example, here I didn't feel that jet lag that much, but when we came to Mexico, in Guadalajara, where it's hot, or to Jakarta and Jogja, which are humid and hot, that was much worse and very hard. So we have to travel a lot, and then you have to work immediately, and then you have to deal with physical conditions, how food affects you, how weather affects you, how people around you affect you. I would say that language is very important, because it's much easier when people are speaking English, because you understand what is happening around you. We are happy. I'm not speaking Spanish, but because of telenovelas, I understand a lot. So that makes it much easier for communications. And I always say we can speak the same language that connects us, like English, but still that doesn't mean that we understand each other. So for communication, being nomadic, my challenge, and is that we have to build communication that we understand each other. So that is what I'm learning, how to adapt like, as for the production and organizing the festival, marketing more or less is, say, marketing and communications are same everywhere. You catch the trend, you see, do people watch TV or they're on social media and so on. But even in Serbian, my native language, my biggest challenge was always how to speak about film festivals, theater, impact, cultural things, something that is avant-garde and not commercial and understandable from everyone, in the way that they understand what I'm saying, so that I and our social media and communications channels look and sound inviting. Because when you speak about Impact Festival, you have a lot of hard topics there. So the challenge is when you're to sound inviting, to sound that the doors are open for everyone and that it is for everyone, because it is. It's not only for filmmakers or some intellectual who can understand that, who are already working in the field. It's for everyone. We want to impact the world. And for the communications, when we fantastically organize the festival, which I think we are doing great,
You're doing great.
then the challenge is to bring people. And when you are new and coming for the first time, you don't have enough time to build the audience, to build the awareness, and you come and go. So that's why it's very important to become part of the community, to make alliances with other festivals, with media partners, to get credibility from the ones who are already here existing and to be recommended by them, to have jury members, advisory board, selection committee members, that they can all be our ambassadors. And for us is the most important that we have audience who will be impacted by that, and then to stay in touch with everyone. So I think that there is so many things. And if I would get back to my PhD, maybe this can be my thesis. Now I'm thinking about it, because culture, I believe in soul food. And I think that we all are producing the soul food. And sometimes I learned that in Trondheim, in Norway, when girls were raped somewhere in Africa. They were abandoned and they have to leave their villages. So a UN organized radio shows that they can listen somewhere, to build awareness in community, to accept them back and to encourage them to come back. We speak about so many important things that we face each day, and our team is also remotely. And we cannot all travel. So many of our team will come few days or few weeks before the festival. And just few of us are coming to do a field trip and to investigate everything. And we have to convey all what we felt and saw to them, so that we can build a good communications in the end and good approach. So it's really challenging because we don't have a lot of time.
No, very good. I think it's amazing. And I like this format because you get to listen each other.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes, like I hope you're listening. I'm fascinated because we are in the middle of an experience here as well, like understanding, getting to know each other. Like we are all from different countries, you know, we are all from different parts. So it's really, really amazing. And there's something really important about Alternativa, not only the experience of being nomadic, but this is not just a film festival. This is a film festival of impact films. That for MadLove is like our dream come true, because we have been looking for a purpose. Like I missed the purpose of cinema somehow. Like I didn't understand like how it works, like the ego part of the film industry that is way complicated and you get exhausted. And we start talking about impact some years ago, like why and for whom are we doing what we do, you know? Why are we investing our time, our energy, the money that takes to make a film, like just to say, hey, I did a film. Like we are looking forward for that. So when Alternativa comes with this proposal of impact and supporting filmmakers that are thinking about that, I would love you, Lisa, to tell us about a little bit about it. That like the program you're looking for? What is your experience in previous editions, and how is, like, maybe what is impact cinema, maybe for people that maybe haven't heard about it?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would like to say that I think sometimes maybe the words impact cinema scare some people, or they seem to, difficult to understand, too far away from them. But in the end, it's actually just a cinema that cares about people, that cares about their problems, that talks about what's been aching inside us, inside the filmmakers, the problems that we all share. Because unfortunately, such issues as, I don't know, domestic violence, children abuse, terrorism, religious abuse also, they exist everywhere, regardless of a culture, religion, language. And we saw films about them in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and Indonesia, in Thailand. And I'm sure and I know that we're going to see such films coming from Latin America. And that is something, exciting. Like what Anjolka is talking about, you understand that you are not alone with this problem. And that's what I love about such films, that you watch a film that talks about, I don't know, I saw a documentary a couple of years ago about corruption in the elections in a small rural community in Venezuela. And I was like, wow, that just is how it is in Russia. That's the same. I see the same kind of people doing that. I see the same kind of, like, I don't know, idealist. I see the same kind of corrupted people. But it's about like a lake community in Venezuela. But I still feel a great connection with them. So I think that is a great part of our work, to build those connections, to see them between different cultures. And I know how people are also amazed when they come to the cinema, they go to see an exotic film from a country they've never been to, like in Indonesia. We were really afraid that people would not go to see films from Central Asia because it's very distant from them. But no, they were very excited, and they told us it's so interesting to see such films, but it's also interesting to see that they face the same problems as I do in my like small town in Indonesia. So I think impact cinema is a lot about this. And, I love cinema because it's such a versatile medium. It can be entertaining. It can be just very simple and light. And, you just spend 2 hours at home or in the cinema, eating popcorn and thinking about nothing, having some emotions, right? But you can also spend those 2 hours thinking about some complicated issues or feeling the pain that you see in the characters on the screen. And I love that you can choose whatever you like, right? So, and it's also important for me to say that we do not believe that impact cinema is like, only social dramas, very complicated, very dark. You have to suffer. No, it can be a comedy, but it talks in a light way about something important. It can be a horror film, and we see some great examples. For example, horror films from Kazakhstan talking about domestic violence or rape. It can be a thriller. It can be whatever you like, actually, as long as it touches something in your soul, something important. It can also be talking about culture, and I don't know, a language that is going extinct, or a minority that is suffering from going extinct. So that is also impact for us. And the idea was from the very beginning to build something different, not a typical film festival, because, well, you all know there are lots of hundreds, even in Medellin, there are 80 film festivals.
In Antioquia,
Yeah, I was amazed by that number. But we wanted to build something fresh, something different. And also, impact is not only about the cinema that we are showing and we are looking for, but it's also about impact on the film industry. And I think that was the original idea, that we wanted to build something that would help and support the filmmakers, the film industry in those countries that we come to. And that was also an idea of being nomadic, not being stuck in one place. So that's why we have quite a substantial, I think, financial prizes. So we have 5 prizes worth of $20,000 for feature-length films, documentaries, features, animation, whatever you have. And then 2 prizes worth of $10,000 for short films, which, yes, would not cover the whole budget of your film, of your next film, but it would help you, I don't know,
Definitely.
yes, write a script, cover some dots, organize distribution. We had different examples from the filmmakers that won this award, how they used it, but they all were very grateful about this amount of money coming to them because it covered lots of their problems.
Amazing. I'm really excited about this, and I wanted to share with you that because I haven't said that MadLove is taking care of the local production in Medellin of Alternativas, and Paulina is our partner, like my teammate. So, what are your expectations, Paulina, for next year's?
I'm really waiting for this, for the whole this year. When someone asks me, what's the year now? I say 2026. And they just, no, 2025. And I just,
I actually have the same problem. I'm also
don't you are thinking always about 2026, how you should organize, what you should think. I have in my Telegram the channel with notes and everything. I'm just researching the city, discovering something very like nice, and checking the festivals and all venues, what small things you have. And I remember our first meeting in BAM. It was, the end of
It was my last meeting at BAM, the last one.
and actually, we even didn't put this in agenda and would have been scheduled. And they said, "Hi, Nadia, are you here?" And she said, "Yes, let's meet like in 30 minutes in the tent." And it was like big tent, but as it was the end of BAM, they were demounting this. And we were sitting in this tent.
two chairs.
Yeah, 2 chairs. Just no chairs like that anymore. And just 2 chairs. And I thought that it will be such kind of, very fast meeting for like 40 minutes or no more than 1 hour. I think that we sat there more than 2 hours speaking about different things, how to organize, what is budgeting, how we should talk about us, how we should hire the team, what is our approach for the team, what is our feeling for our guests and participants. And Nati shared that usually have some angels for those who are coming to the festival, and I'm very taking care of them. And this is really, very important for me to take care of people who are not only our like guests or our audience,
I want to.
but also about those people who are coming from different regions, because we are that festival who join those countries, and who actually trying to make this point for Central Asia, for Southeast Asia, for Latin America. And when we came to Indonesia, they said, "Oh yes, Indonesia is one country, but there are a lot of islands, and we even don't communicate with each other. And you became the center for us to come and to communicate with each other." And this is the same for Alternativa Film Festival anywhere. We're becoming the center for everyone to meet each other, to share these things and so on. That's why it's very important for us to not only to bring these people and say, "Okay, now you're here, please participate, please watch your films and so on." But it's really important for us how those people feel here, because they also maybe will be here for the first time and so on. And also the same with our technical director, Igor, who is like really taking care of the films of those people who will come here. So because it's like, yeah, because this is very important that he says, "I did so much work. I prepared all sound as a filmmaker, yes. I shoot it. It was like, I don't know, scouting and so on. I did so much job, so much work to bring this film to the venue, to the screening, and then to see that it doesn't work well. And or I don't hear the sound in a very that way that I prepared." So it's very important for us, not only local audience, but for sure it's very important, but also those people who are coming here. And I caught this idea that for you, it's also important to take care of people at all, of your team, of audience here, of people who are coming, advisory board, selection committee, like participant nominees and so on. So that's why I felt something very special here. And for me, it's also very important. You can be, nice professional, but you don't care about people. But people, it's like one of the most power. So that's why I felt something. And I think that kind of connection, which we had in the stand, the mountain turns.
It was raining outside, so we couldn't get out. It was just two chairs, and he was like, "We can take them until we finish." And yeah, and there was nothing, just the two chairs.
And do you remember when we just stopped the conversation? The rain also stopped.
Now you can go.
And the cocktail started.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you're just, okay, now shaking hands, come out of the tent.
And she was coming to Medellin, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Can I add a funny? It's a little unrelated, but I think it's also about our conversation of cultural dialogue and understanding and communication about the rain. Because when we went to Indonesia, and we also had a local production team that Paulina mentioned there. And then we were coming to the end of the festival where we have the awards ceremony, and it happens not in the cinema theater, but like in a nice special place. We had this beautiful cultural center in it. Like it was built as a traditional Indonesian house. And, the awards ceremony is an important part for us because it's about celebrating those who won. It's about also creating some kind of cultural experience. So we put a lot of effort into that. And then we were looking at the budget of the award ceremony created by the local team. And then we saw like a line that says shaman. And then, I don't know,
Saying someone.
some 1,000 rupees Indonesian. And we were like, what is that? We are not superstitious. We don't need a shaman. Let's take it out. And they said, no, you don't need a shaman. We need a shaman because it's a rainy season. So we need a shaman that it doesn't rain here. And we were like, okay, okay, we're not gonna mess with that. So pay to the shaman. And we had some shaman actually blessing ceremony. And we had a great weather and there was no rain, although the days before and the days after there was a rain. So, we have to respect
The open call for shamans in Colombia.
it. Is.
No. You said we are paying through production team our own shaman this year. It's
Someone knows.
and we learned already what they are going to do. There is some salt and
knives
knives to put like this into the ground.
Yes, we here in Colombia have our own techniques of not making not rain, but moving the clouds, asking for rain somewhere else with salt and knives, and like everybody has its own feeling and its own connection. But yeah, we will hopefully have great weather. Medellin is looking lovely, but it's also very rainy season. So anyway, rain won't stop us. We will have a great festival. And I would love Angelica to make like an invitation. Like, what are you waiting for people to come to Medellin? Not only from the locals, because I think this is an invitation for Latin America, for the cities that are around us, everyone who wants to come to connect with cinema that I think we won't see again, probably here in Medellin at least. So
I would like to add something that is important. It's connected with what you've been saying and to the nomadic nature. We are growing each year. And how we move is that each year we choose the next region. So we are focused on the global south. We started in Central Asia, then moved to Southeast Asia, from Kazakhstan to Indonesia. And then we chose Latin America. And we announced that at the award ceremony. And we will do the same this year in Latin America, and then we will travel like that. But what is important is that for each open call, when we announce new region, that year we have open call for the regions from before, and we are adding new region. So we are growing each year also. And we can see from the open calls how the results are. When we are focused on what region, we have the most submissions from that region, because we accept feature and shorts, but shorts exclusively from the focus region. And of course, it's easier to make shorts, so we have a lot more shorts than feature films. So this year we decided that we need to grow our fund also. So now we have 20,000 more. The total amount is 120,000 US dollars. And we have Focus Award, which is for the feature film from the region. So for sure, one film from the Latin America will take the award for the feature, and 2 shorts, because we accept only for this region. I think it's important to mention that will go the same to the next region, and we will see about the fund and how we will proceed it. And what I wanted to say about the invitation is also connected with the program. Something that I emphasize always, because I think it's very important, that everything in Alternativa is free, which means that open call submissions for the film, you don't have to pay for it. And to come to the festival, you only need to register. We have free screenings of the films, followed just right after the screenings with impact discussions, where we invite filmmakers and important people from locally and from jury advisory board. We will work on it to discuss about that topics. And when we speak about emotions, those discussions are so emotional. Laughing, crying, hugging with filmmakers, with audience inside. And we call that deep impact. But also for the filmmakers, invitation is that we have industry days, which will be held for 3 days, I think, this year. And they are also free of charge. So I think it's a great moment that people from Latin America come here, because we also chose Colombia because we heard that it's a crossroad for the Latin America, and to come and be in one place together, because we also heard the distribution within Latin America is not that good. Only award ceremony is for invitees only, but we will have some gifts for the audience who will follow the festival, and also award them to come to the award ceremony. So I think that both for the filmmakers, but I want to emphasize audience here, this is a great opportunity to become a bridge together with us, because we want to be bridge within the global south, but also with the world, because we want to give a spotlight to through films and through filmmakers, to the stories of the global south across the regions and worldwide, with distribution, which we are having new plans with it. So I really now here, if you want to dance with us, really to dance with us, because we will dance with you.
We will dance in Medellin, definitely.
Come to our festival. Follow us on our socials. Alternativafilm.latam is for Latin America. We also have a global account, alternativa.film website, and keep in touch with us, subscribe to newsletter, because we are just starting sharing information about the festival. We don't know who will be shortlisted, films from which countries they are coming, but we know for sure that there will be more than 100 people coming to Medellin, invited by Alternativa, and we cannot wait to meet you all, because I think that we will bring a lot of tears, smiles, hugs, food, and connect the cultures. And if they say that the world is a global village now, we can be a global village in Medellin in that moment, but celebrating the cultures and voices through films. I hope it was a good invitation.
Yeah, I would like Lisa to remind us the dates. When are we meeting here in Medellin?
Yeah, so we are very excited. And actually, that's why we are here, to announce that the official city of the festival will be Medellin. And the dates of the festival are April 21st till April 30. April 30 is the last day with the award ceremony when we announce the winners. And then after you go on a long weekend. We all know that. I wanted to add to what Angelika said to the invitation. Also, each year we rely a lot on the local volunteers. So we also encourage all of the local students, film lovers, and anyone who's interested in how to make a film festival, how to make an international event, to come to us, to become a volunteer, to join MadLove, because I think you will be curating this part and, just kind of become part of our festival behind the scenes. And I think what we also didn't share yet is the results of the open call. And I think it would be nice to emphasize how many submissions we actually got from Latin America. So overall, we received 1,800 submissions.
Wow.
That was like in 6 months long open call, 5 months. And that's a lot. It's almost double as we had last year. More than 1,000 of them are short films coming from all over Latin America. And we have I think 22 countries of Latin America that submitted their films. So almost like all of them, at least one film. And overall, we had, I think, 1,500 submissions from Latin America out of those 1,800. So the rest are coming from Asia, from Central Asia, from Southeast Asia, but the majority of the films are from this region. And it shows us how vibrant the film industry is here, how passionate filmmakers are, how they see value in our film festival, which is great for us. And I'm sure we're going to have a great selection of films showing you here not only films from your home region, from your home country, but also from Kazakhstan, from Uzbekistan, from Indonesia, from Myanmar, from Nepal, from India, from Iran. And I think this is something unique, because I don't know actually many festivals that do things like that. And we're going to bring filmmakers from those countries here for them to network with the locals and vice versa.
I can't wait. We are already working so hard. We are prepping a great experience. So thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to be part of this. Thank you, Paulina, for being the best partner for this project. And we'll see you in April. Please keep in touch. Find our calls for talents, for volunteers. So we will be making Alternativa, and I'm so happy to have you here. And see you in next MadLove sessions. Ciao, pues.
See you in April. Thank you.
Gracias.